It's a sunny Saturday afternoon here in the heart and soul of Phoenix, Arizona, as we get you ready for day 3 of the GCU kickoff tournament between the Grand Canyon University Lopes and the New Mexico Lobos. Alongside Cheyenne Rose, I'm Jack O'Hara as the Lopes looking to get off the schneid after an 0-3 start, 2 consecutive shutout losses to Stanford, and a big walk-off loss to Weber State.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, the Lopes looking for their first win of the season, losing their first game to Stanford in extra innings, and then, as you mentioned, that walk-off win against Weber State as they were the designated home team last night.
And of course, we've talked about some of the new faces this season. Mickey Covarubio getting off to a hot start, 3 for 5 in her first 2 games yesterday, and of course today, Sydney Sehar looking to make her first appearance on the mound possibly.
Yeah, the Lopes are really excited about these new faces that are coming into the lineup. As you mentioned, Carubio having her very first collegiate start last night and swung on her very first hit for a base hit. So it was a great night for these young faces here.
Well, there's only one way to find out if the Lopes are going to pick up a victory today. When we come back, it's lineups, first pitch, softball here on GCU TV.
And now, fans, here's the starting lineup.
Good afternoon and welcome inside the GCU Softball Stadium for Day 3 of the GCU Kickoff Tournament in the heart and soul of Phoenix, Arizona, as the Lopes look to turn things around this Saturday against the New Mexico Lobos. Alongside Cheyenne Rose, I'm Jack O'Hara as the Lopes look to christen their 2020 season with their first win after a rough start to this tournament, currently sitting at 0-3 following a tough walk-off loss to Weber State and 2 consecutive shutout losses to the Stanford Cardinal. And the Lopes, of course, were shut out offensively against Stanford in each of the last 2 days, and they couldn't quite seem to figure out both Maddie Dwyer or Tatum Boyd, with the latter, Boyd, throwing a complete game shutout and a 3-0 win here last night.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, GCU still looking for their first win on the season, taking both of those losses to Stanford and then that walk-off one to Weber State. The Lopes really looking to get those bats swinging here, starting off with that loss to Weber State yesterday, having to deal with them getting some good hits going and stringing in some runs, but just being able to lose that in that walk-off style to Weber.
So it'll be the top of the order for the Lopes here in the first with Brooke Cantillo, Lily Bishop, and Olivia Zufelt getting the start for Coach Pearson this afternoon in the first game of this doubleheader for the Lopes, as they look to improve to 1-3 in this GCU kickoff tournament. And on the mound for New Mexico State, it's going to be number 99, Kiana Spencer, making her second appearance in this tournament. Brooke Cantillo digging in. Looks like Cantillo is ready. Spencer is also ready. And let's do it here in Phoenix. First pitch is ripped into the gap, left center field. Going back is the left fielder Martinez, and she makes an acrobatic play in left field on the very first pitch of this game. So a hot start for New Mexico, and there is one away. So hard hit ball there from Brooke Cantillo. She's now 4 for 12 this season, 4 for 11 coming into that at bat. She did score a run yesterday against Weber State. As Lily Bishop will now dig in looking for her second hit of the year. She's currently 1 for 9 in the first 3 games. Had that single on opening night as she takes a fastball in the outside corner. Called for a strike count, quickly 0-1. Had that single on Thursday against Maddie Dwyer, was the second hit for the Lopes in that game at the time in the bottom of the 3rd inning, before Brooke Cantillo was gunned down at third base by the left fielder. As the 0-1 pitch, low and away, count moves to 1-1. And the Lopes, of course, going back with Yessie Morrison on the circle here in this one against the Lobos. Pitching beautifully last night, 7 innings of work. Did allow 11 hits, but only 3 earned runs to go with 106 total pitches. As that pitch is ripped foul on the right side, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bishop. Looking to give the Lopes a first inning base runner. We mentioned Mickey Covarubia, Cheyenne, 3 hits and 5 at-bats last night.
Yeah, she had her first collegiate at-bat last night, swung on her very first pitch for an amazing base hit that she had in her very first time at-bat, and then ended up getting her second hit in only 2 more pitches last night, Jack.
And, of course, in for Gianna Nicoletti yesterday as that pitch is taken high to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gianna getting the start on opening night, back in the lineup, hitting 9th here tonight, after recording 9 putouts for Ryan Denhart, who went 7 2/3 innings in that game as that pitch is chopped to short. O'Grady has it, throws across the diamond for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Kiana Spencer, looking for the 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first. The Lobos, of course, the designated road team for this one. Will be the designated home team for the second game today against Weber State, looking to redeem themselves after a tough walk-off loss, 7-6 last night. As Olivia Suvelt digs in, this will be her first start after getting a pinch-hit appearance last night, picking up an RBI and a hit. As the first pitch is taken up, and the count's quickly 1-0. We mentioned the Lobos bats going silent in both games in this tournament against the Stanford Cardinal, both 3-0 losses. As that pitch is ripped foul straight back, a healthy hack there from Zuvelt to even up the count at a ball and a strike. Stanford Cardinal pitching going 15 innings of work, only allowing 6 hits against the purple and white. Lopes looking to turn the page against the Lobos, who officially got it on the win column this afternoon with a 2-0 win over those Stanford Cardinal. A 7-inning, masterful, complete game shutout by the Lobos and Brianna Sanchez, who moves to 1-1 on the season. As that pitch, off speed, misses high, and the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. So Olivia Sufelt looking to get her pitch here on 3-1. Of course, Lopes would love a first-inning base runner, with Savannah Torville waiting on deck as that pitch is taken high for ball 4, and Zufel reaches. So the runner on first base and 2 outs, that will bring Savannah Torville to the plate. Sophomore with 2 hits on the season, has reached base 4 times, picked up an RBI single in the first inning versus Weber State last night. As again, the Lopes scored 6 runs in that game. Savannah is 2 for 7 with 2 walks and 1 RBI this season. Zufeld off of first pitch fastball is ripped down the left field line and foul as Torville hooks that one. Count quickly, no balls and 1 strike. We'll see how much these shadows early on in this first game play a factor. Just in front of the circle, covering home plate. As the 0-1 pitch, fastball taken up, count moves to 1-1. Probably going to affect the hitter more than it is the pitcher, especially in these early innings. And a quick mound visit here for Spencer and Broderick, trying to get on the same page after that 2-out walk. Torville just trying to get a runner in scoring position here with Covarubio waiting on deck. We mentioned 3 hits and 5 at-bats last night as that one's skied in the air, shallow center field. Coming in is Howard to make the grab right beyond second base for the final out of the inning. So the Lopes will leave run. No runs on no hits, 1 runner stranded. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. It's the Lopes nothing, and the Lobos coming to bat.
It's time for the upcoming schedule brought to you by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. Softball will take on Weber State right after this game, and then tomorrow they'll have the matinee game at 12:30 where they will host New Mexico to close out the weekend. Men's basketball returns home Thursday night to face Kansas City, and catch every game here on GCU TV.
We're definitely far from finished this weekend in the GCU softball stadium for the GCU kickoff tournament. Again, 1 more game this afternoon. Following this Saturday matinee between the Lopes and the Lobos. The Lopes will, of course, take on Weber State. 1 more time, looking to redeem themselves after a tough, again, 7-6 walk-off loss last night, with Lexi Coons getting the loss in that one. I mentioned Ryan Denhart getting the start on opening night, as well as in that start against Weber State. It was Yessie Morrison who pitched last night, the Lopes' most recent game against Stanford, and in that 3-0 loss I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Cheyenne. 7 innings pitched. She did allow 11 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, picked up a strikeout with 106 total pitches in that loss, looking to even her record here with a win today against the Lobos. as it'll be Rachel Hathut digging in, the freshman out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Looking to get things rolling for the Lobos here in the first inning. First pitch fastball, misses low, count quickly 1-0. And it will be Gianna Nicoletti in left for the Lobos with Mickey Covarubio taking control of the outfield and center field. Brooke Cantillo back out there in right as the 1-0 pitch. Flips the outside corner, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And once again, it'll be Taylor Olson manning the hot corner with Savannah Torville in the hole at short. Lorianne Olson at second, and Lily Bishop over there at first base. Kaylee Holland back behind the dish as the 1-1 offering from Morrison clips the outside corner again, painting that outside corner early on in this count to Hathut, and the count is quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch goes with the off-speed outside once again, just a little bit off the plate. As once again, Yessie Morrison with room to spoil a pitch there to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be the shortstop Cameron O'Grady waiting on deck, the senior out of Orange County, California. And she will come to the plate with nobody on base as Hathut swings through that fastball. First strikeout of the night for Yessie Morrison, matching her total from last night. And there is 1 away. So Cameron O'Grady, again the senior, will dig in from Orange County, California. As a first pitch fastball, once again paints that outside corner on the right side. And the count quickly 0 balls and 1 strike. So Yessie Morrison doing a tremendous job getting ahead of these first 2 hitters here in the bottom of the first inning. Trying to get the Lopes off on the right foot after dropping each of the first 3 games.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, Morrison pitching last night, had a great outing last night, only giving up those 3 earned runs. All of the Lopes pitching so far has been absolutely amazing, despite not getting the outcomes that they necessarily have wanted.
It has been that timely hitting that we have not seen from the Lopes in these first 3 games. Of course, jumping out to a big lead early on with a 5-1 lead at one point in that game against Weber State here last night. Just unable to get anything going against the Stanford Cardinal. We mentioned 15 shutout innings in 2 games. Of course, the 8-inning game on opening night here inside the GCU Arena. Lopes falling in that one 3-0, with Maddie Dwyer going 7 2/3 innings, only allowing 3 hits. As that one's ripped into the gap in right center field, that one's going to be 1 hop up against the wall. Covarubio has it, throws to the cutoff, and it's a 1-out double for Cameron O'Grady. That'll be O'Grady's 4th hit of this tournament, putting a runner in scoring position for the Lobos. Yessie Morrison getting ahead of O'Grady in that at-bat, but leaving that off-speed pitch over the heart of the plate. And O'Grady did not miss it. So the runner on second base. That'll bring up the left fielder for the Lobos, Brianna Martinez. Brianna, of course, making that catch on the first pitch of the game over the shoulder for the first out. For Kiana Spencer, takes a strike on the inner part of the plate. Count moves to 0-1. Brianna, also a freshman out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. As that one's cut on and missed. Yes, he goes with the off-speed, low and in. And the count's quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. So on an 0-2 count here with a runner on second base, less than 2 outs. Martinez will look to wait back on this one, try and take it the other way, move the runner over to third base if she can. Wide open, hold on second base as that one's going to be in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2. Holland keeping a close eye on O'Grady at second. One-two offering, goes back with the fastball low in the zone. Doesn't get Martinez to bite, and that evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Yessie Morrison already over 10 pitches here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, Torville playing deep in the hole at short. As the 2-2 offering on the outside corner just misses, and that'll run the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Yessie Morrison not getting Martinez to chase here after a couple of close calls. Home plate umpire today is Jerry Jones with Robert Huff at first base. And of course, third base umpire is going to be Eric Jones. As the 3-2 payoff pitch from Morrison, chopped to third, but it's going to roll foul, so we'll do it again. 7th pitch of this at-bat upcoming between Morrison and Martinez, and this is just what the Lobos want to do, Cheyenne, early on in this game, is drive up the pitch count of Yessie Morrison after tossing over 100 pitches here last night.
Yeah, it's a great thing for the Lobos if they can get Morrison tired early on here. The Lobos do have great pitching, as we've mentioned before, but the sooner they can get her out, I'm sure the Lobos would be happier with that.
So we'll do it again. 3-2 payoff pitch, 7th pitch of the at-bat, and Martinez takes outside. A tremendous at-bat there from Brianna Martinez, able to work the count down quickly. No balls and 2 strikes, is able to work the count and work a 1-out walk. So runners on first and second with 1 out as Yessie Morrison looks to get herself into and out of trouble. It'll be the cleanup hitter, Bailey Klitsky, looking to do damage early on in this game against Yessie Morrison. Takes a fastball on the outside corner, count quickly, no balls and 1 strike. Klitsky, a senior. Just 2 hits so far this weekend in Phoenix. Rips that one in the air to right field. It's going to be off the glove of Cantillo and trickle all the way down into the corner. That could score 2. Going to third is Klitsky, and now we got a bit of a debacle on our hands as the Lobos will throw it back to second. Kaylee Hollins throw a bit wide for Savannah Torville, and sliding back in safely is Klitsky with an RBI double, and it's 1-0 Lobos. So Brianna Martinez being held up at third base. Klitsky not quite getting the memo, as there was a bit of a rundown, was able to get back to second base as Kaylee Hollins' throw not quite on the money for Savannah Torville, allowing her to slide back into second base safely. Now the Lobos still very much in business here. Runners on second and third with 1 out, already up 1-0.
The center fielder, 00, Andrea Howard.
And that'll bring up Andrea Howard, the junior out of Albuquerque, Mexico. And that'll bring the infield in for the Lopes. Trying to avoid a big first inning for the Lobos. The Lobos trying to put up a crooked number here against Yessie Morrison. Fastball misses outside, count 1-0. Very tough play down the right field line for Brooke Cantillo. The sun's still very much a factor in the outfield, as that one's going to be popped foul. Straight back, even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 20 pitches now in the first inning for Yessie Morrison, as the Lobos continue to drive up that pitch count for the Lopes right-hander. It was less than 24 hours ago, like we just mentioned, Cheyenne. She threw 106 pitches in that loss to the Cardinal, as that off-speed pitch cut on and missed, fooling Howard there as the count moves to 1-2. Andrea Howard way ahead of that off-speed pitch there from Yessie Morrison. And we'll see what she goes with here on 1-2 with the infield in. Yessie Morrison could use her second strikeout of this inning. Looking to get it there, goes with the off-speed pitch once more. Howard able to stay alive, and we'll do it once again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, Yessie Morrison just trying to keep the ball low in the zone here with first base open. That pitch is ripped in the air to center field. Going back is Covarubio. Right in front of the warning track, makes the play right in front of the sun, but that'll be a sac fly for Andrea Howard. She picks up her first RBI of the tournament with Martinez tagging from third, and it's 2-0 Lobos here in the first. So now with 2 outs and a runner on second base, that'll bring up Gavin Schaefer.
Gavin Schaefer.
freshman out of Hillsboro, Oregon. And with just one hit on the weekend for the Lobos, takes a fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Count moves to 0-1. The Lobos will send the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in their order to the plate in the top half of the second inning, looking to get back in this game. Of course, the Lobos riding the momentum early on of their big win earlier today against the Cardinal, and a 2-0 win. Tremendous pitching from Matty Dwyer in that game as well, going 7 innings, only allowing those 2 earned runs on 4 hits. But it was Brianna Sanchez out-dueling Dwyer for a 7-inning shutout. Cut on and missed. 2 strikeouts on the inning for Yessie Morrison, but 2 runs on the board for the New Mexico Lobos. When we come back, 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Lopes. Mickey Covarubio, Lorianne Olson, and Taylor Olson looking to get the Lopes back in this game. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Back here on GCU TV inside the GCU softball stadium. And just like that, Mickey Covarubio continues her hot start, laces that one up the middle. Coming in hot for the Lopes here on GCU TV. Lopes in business with a runner on first base and nobody out. So now she's 4 for 6 on the weekend, Cheyenne.
Yeah, Covarubio's having a great weekend, getting her first collegiate start just last night, as we mentioned. Having her in the lineup has really helped get those bats going for the Lopes.
And Lorianne Olson will dig in. Picking up 2 hits in that loss against Weber State last night, going 2 for 4. Takes that one inside, count moves to 1-0. Two for 10 so far in this tournament. Squares to bunt, takes that one low, count quickly, 2 balls and no strikes. So just like that, with the Lobos taking that quick 2-0 advantage against Yessie Morrison in the bottom half of the first inning, the Lopes looking to change momentum with a first pitch single off the bat of Mickey Covarubio. A quick 2-0 count to Lorianne Olson as she squares to bunt once again. As that one trickles foul, the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Lorianne looking to put a runner in scoring position for Taylor Olson, still looking to pick up her first hit this weekend. As the 2-1 offering, ripped down the right field line, but hooked by Olson. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kiana Spencer doing a nice job coming back from that 2-0 count to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes as she looks to retire her first out here in the the top half of the second inning. Outfield playing fairly deep for Olson as the 2-2 pitch misses up and the count moves to 3-2. So big pitch in this inning for Kiana Spencer. Now wanting to put the Lopes in motion here offensively. 3-2 pitch. Covarubio leads off first. And the pitch is up and another walk for Kiana Spencer. Olson will lead off at first. Covarubio off of second, and that'll bring up Taylor Olson. Like I mentioned, still looking for her first hit this weekend. Currently 0 for 8. She did score 1 run in that loss yesterday against Weber State. And the first pitch, bunted down the first baseline. A beautiful bunt from Olson.
A great bunt.
And that'll move the runners into scoring position, second and third with 1 out. That's how you draw it up. And Olson does the job.
Yeah, a great bunt laid down there by Olson. Having it just drop dead right in front of the plate, allowing those runners to advance and only getting 1 out.
So with the Mickey Covarubio single to lead off the inning, 6-pitch walk to Lorianne Olson, sacrifice bunt to Taylor Olson. That brings up Kaylee Holland. Looking to tie this game up at 2 with at least a base hit. Takes that one up, count quickly 1-0. Holland 1 for 11 so far on the weekend. Picked up 2 RBIs here last night. As that pitch is roped into the air, fairly deep center field. The play is going to be made. Tagging from third is Covarubio. She'll score, and the Lopes are on the board as they cut that Lobos lead in half. It's 2-1 here in the second. So a sac fly from Kaylee Holland. Picks up her 3rd RBI of the weekend.
The left fielder, number 24, Gianna Nicoletti.
That'll round out the Lopes order as Gianna Nicoletti digs in. With 2 outs now, runner on second base. We mentioned Gianna getting the start on opening night, going 0 for 2 with a walk. As Spencer deals, chop to third. Right there is Hathut. Throws across the diamond for the final out. And that'll do it here in the top of the second, but the Lopes do score 1. They leave 1 runner on base. Let's go to the bottom half of the second inning. And a lot of fans in the crowd this afternoon showed off their low pride, but Cheyenne, how can the rest of us show off our low pride?
Well, get the best gear to show up your low pride. Go to lopeshop.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off just for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple and Lopes up.
Again, that code is capital GCUTV25 to get 25% off at the Lope Shop. So the Lopes cut the lead in half in the top half of the second inning. Mickey Covarubio getting things going with her 4th hit in the last 24 hours, going 4 for 6 so far here in her first season with the Lopes. It's followed by a Lorianne Olson 6-pitch battle with Kiana Spencer working a walk. A perfectly executed bunt from Taylor Olson to move the runners over into scoring position, second and third and 1 out. And then Kaylee Holland doing her job, getting the ball in the air, producing the sac fly to make this a 1-run game for the Lopes as we enter the bottom half of the second inning. Yessie Morrison looking to bounce back after a tough bottom half of the first inning, allowing 2 runs on 2 hits. And she'll deal with the bottom third of the order for the Lobos. Starting with Rayan Tuck. Tuck, the sophomore out of Hillsboro, Oregon. Also with 2 hits so far in this tournament. Swings through that pitch, count quickly 0-1. That pitch misses just a bit low, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Like we mentioned in the first inning, Cheyenne, those shadows still playing a major factor, at least for the hitter. As you can see, the sun still playing a big factor in the outfield. As Coach Pearson talks things over with the home plate umpire, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, those shadows were a big factor in that New Mexico-Stanford game. What should have been a routine fly ball to send that game into extra innings ended up being dropped due to those shadows and the sun.
Again, that game taking place earlier today as that one's cut on and missed. Count moves to 1-2. So Morrison looks to pick up Strikeout number 3. Remember, she only had 1 K last night against Stanford, already with 2 here this afternoon, as that one's ripped through the hole on the right side and into center field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Tuck picks up her 3rd hit of the tournament. And just like that, the Lobos are in business with a runner on first base and nobody out. Good pitch there from Yessie Morrison. Low and on the outer part of the plate. Tuck able to beat her to the spot, placing that one up the middle. And that'll bring up Broderick with 1 out, the catcher for the Lobos. A Mesa, Arizona native. So returning home at least for the weekend. Takes a pitch right down the middle for a called strike. Count moves to 0-1. Yessie Morrison continuing to get ahead of these hitters for the Lobos. She's not being able to deliver the final knockout blow to these hitters as of yet, despite the 2 strikeouts. As the 0-1 pitch, chopped to 3rd. Olsen has it, throws to 2nd, and it's going to go into right field, and it'll trickle to the warning track. Rounding 3rd is Tuck. She will score. Moving to 3rd is Broderick. So it looked like could have been a potential 5-4-3 double play for the Lopes to put 2 outs on the scoreboard. Is thrown into right field by Taylor Olsen. That'll be an E5. Allowing Tuck to score, and Broderick moving over to 3rd. So just like that, New Mexico gets that run back that the Lopes scored in the top half of the 2nd inning to make this a 3-1 game. Runner on 3rd base, nobody out. And that'll bring up Taryn Young, the outfielder out of Anaheim, California. Went to high school here in Arizona, as that first pitch is in there for a called strike on the inner part of the plate. Would have been a tough play regardless for Taylor Olsen, coming across her body there, right by the 3rd base bag, as the infield will be in. That pitch misses inside. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Young with 1 RBI. Came earlier today in that win against Stanford. As the 1-1 pitch. Morrison looking to dot the outside corner once more. Doesn't get the call from Jerry Jones as the count moves to 2-1. Savannah Torville play back in the hole at short. Olsen in at 3rd. Pitch misses inside, and the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. 2nd and first base are open here for Morrison, with Rachel Hathut waiting on deck. As a 3-1 offering from Morrison on the outside corner for a strike, and the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a big pitch here coming from Morrison. Again, does have first base open here. Doesn't want to give in to Young with a runner on 3rd base and nobody out. As it's fouled off, and we'll do it once more. Like we mentioned in that 1st inning, Cheyenne, the Lobos continuing to put the pressure on Yessie Morrison with that pitch count. 35 total pitches so far in just an inning of work. Still looking for a first out here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, Jack, she had a great night last night, though she did have a high pitch count, and being only in the bottom of the 2nd and having over 30 pitches, not exactly where you want to be right now for the Lopes, but I'm sure she'll be able to get out and hopefully be able to stay in a little bit longer for the Lopes.
Lopes trying to keep this a 2-run game with the top of their order due up in the top half of the 3rd inning. Do it once more, another payoff from Morrison on the inside corner for a called strike 3, and Young will take a seat for the first out of the frame. So 3rd strikeout of the day for Yessie Morrison, as the Lopes 2 outs away from getting out of this with just 1 run allowed. Again, the big play in this inning, the big E5, from Taylor Olsen, allowing Tuck to score all the way from first base, as Coach Pearson wants to talk things over with her infield on the circle. With Hathut digging in. Hathut 0 for 1 already in this game, struck out swinging to start this Saturday afternoon off against Yessie Morrison. And of course, a big play in this game with Hathut due up, hitting over 300 a season ago, having a hot start here this weekend. I may think about putting her on here with O'Grady waiting on deck, and it looks like that's going to be all for Yessie Morrison. So 7 innings of work last night, 106 pitches through 36 pitches here this afternoon. In an inning and a third, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which are earned. The runner on third base is still her responsibility, but Coach Pearson will now call on Lexi Coons for her 3rd appearance this weekend already. We mentioned Lexi Coons threw a third of an inning on Thursday against the Stanford Cardinal. Came in to get the final out in the top half of that 8th inning after Ryan Denhart threw the first 7 2/3 innings. And of course, Lexi getting the loss last night against Weber State, tossing 3 innings of work, allowing 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. She only threw 60 pitches, but of course, Cheyenne, she was on the mound for that final at-bat, that final walk-off hit for Weber State, allowing them to pick up the win 7-6.
Yeah, Coons has come in twice now. Well, this being her 3rd time coming in for relief. Twice for Denhart and now for Morrison. When she's in the zone with that changeup, it's been super great for her. And once she gets settled in, those strikes have really been coming in for her. So she's a great person to have in the circle for the Lopes right now.
We mentioned last season, a tremendous season for number 2. Has been known to tally up the strikeouts as well, and the Lopes know that they could use one right here with a runner on third base and 1 out. Again, top half of the order for New Mexico. 2nd time around for Rachel Hathu. Again, striking out swinging against Yessie Morrison to kick this one off. We'll see how Lexi Coons is able to navigate her way through Hathu. First pitch. Misses low. Count moves to 1-0. Again, only throwing a third of an inning against the Cardinal. Only threw 1 pitch. Pop up to third base, then that top half of the 8th inning on Thursday night. As that one just off the inner part of the plate. Count quickly 2 balls and no strikes. As she confirms things with the home plate umpire, Jerry Jones. Corners are in as Olson and Bishop both in at 3rd and 1st. 2nd and short play back as that pitch misses low on the outside corner. And the count's quickly 3 balls and no strikes. Again, 2nd and 1st are open here. You put Hathud on here. That allows a possible double play scenario with the runner on first base with O'Grady waiting on deck. As the 3-0 pitch on the inside corner, called a strike. Count moves to 3-1. Once again behind in the count here, 3 balls and 1 strike. Coons most certainly won't give in to Hathud. Mentioned hitting well over 300 a season ago. As the 3-1 delivery misses low and inside. So the Lopes will put Hathud on, put runners on the corners here with 1 out, and the double play possibility is now in effect with the runner on first base. So Coons will surely be looking to get O'Grady to hit this one on the ground. Cameron O'Grady, 1 for 1, hit that double in the gap in the 1st inning. It'll be interesting to see if Hathud takes off from first base during this at-bat with O'Grady. As the first pitch clips the outside corner, count quickly 0-1. And that's what Lexi Coons had to do in this at-bat, is get ahead of Cameron O'Grady, who we've already seen has tremendous power in that bat with that 1st inning double. Oh, 1 offering. Tripled slowly to first. Bishop checks on the runner at 3rd. Steps on first. A huge out there for Lexi Coons. As Hathud moves into scoring position into second base. The runner's on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs now. But the Lopes 1 out away now from getting out of this inning with only 1 run allowed. Would be the ideal situation here with Brooke Cantillo, Lily Bishop, and Olivia Zufelt due up in the top half of the 3rd inning against Spencer. And that'll bring up Brianna Martinez. The freshman left fielder worked a walk in her first at-bat. Takes a strike on the inner part of the plate. Count quickly, no balls and 1 strike. Again, those shadows starting to creep their way into left field, right in front of Gianna Nicoletti. Almost covering up the entire infield here on this Saturday, as that pitch is going to clip the outside corner, and Coons quickly ahead of Martinez. No balls and 2 strikes. So a big pitch coming here from Lexi Coons, trying to get herself out of this jam. We'll see if she tries to get Martinez to chase the ladder on 0-2. Goes up with it, popped up. Looks like it's going to stay in play for Bishop, right in front of the Lobos dugout. She'll make the play for the final out of the frame, but not before the Lobos tack on 1 run. And they leave 2 runners in scoring position on second and third. Let's go to the third here on GCU TV. It's a 3-1 New Mexico lead. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
Came through drippin', came through drippin', came through drippin', diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
When it came time to look for master's degrees, when I first learned about Grand Canyon, I think as teachers and coaches, you're never done learning. Being a mentor is one of the most important things in my life. For me, it's not always about winning, it's about instilling things in my students and my athletes that'll carry them on. And I'm confident to say that I wouldn't be the same teacher or coach that I am today without that experience at GCU. I'm Joseph, and I graduated with a master's degree online from GCU.
There's a thunder in all of us. Come find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
Bossy, bossy. Just looking at my kids like I'm bossy.
Fielder number 9, Brooke.
Back on GCU TV on this Saturday afternoon as the Lopes looking to get back in this one. Still plenty of softball left to be played here as we enter the top half of the third inning. Top of the order for the Lopes against Kiana Spencer. Out for her third inning of work as that one's low and in. Count quickly 1-0 on Brooke Cantillo. 0 for 1 today. Flew out to left in her first at-bat. Hit the ball right on the screws. A tremendous play in left field by Brianna Martinez. Over her shoulder and just in front of the warning track as that pitch is up. Count quickly 2-0 on Brooke Cantillo. So 2 innings of work so far for Kiana Spencer, allowing 1 run on 1 hit. The Lopes have left 2 runners in base. As that pitch is going to be fouled straight back by Cantillo. In on the hands. A perfectly executed pitch there from Spencer. Looking to battle back in this count. Cantillo looking to get on for Lily Bishop, who could easily tie this game with 1 swing here in the third inning. We mentioned 4 home runs a season ago for Lily Bishop. As the 2-1 offering from Spencer misses up and the count moves to 3-1 on Cantillo.
Yeah, Jack, you mentioned that great hit by Cantillo in the top of the first. An absolutely great hit, but an amazing, very acrobatic catch, as you said, to get her out within that first inning.
She does have 4 hits on the season. Won't pick up her 5th here, but she will reach first base on the leadoff walk, and the Lopes are in motion here with Lily Bishop digging in. We mentioned 4 home runs a season ago. Still looking for her 2nd hit this season. That first hit coming, of course, against Maddie Dwyer in the 3rd inning on opening night here inside the GCU softball stadium. 0 for 1 so far here this afternoon after grounding out to O'Grady at short for the 2nd out of the 1st inning. Lifts that one in the air. Shallow right field. Right there is Young. She'll put it away for out number 1. So Lily Bishop being aggressive. First pitch swinging. Pops that one up to right for the first out. And that'll bring up Olivia Zufelt. Zufelt, of course, we mentioned that pinch hit RBI here last night against Weber State. Worked a walk in the 1st inning.
Olivia Zufelt.
Looking to make an impact early during her freshman campaign here in Phoenix. As the first pitch, just a bit outside. Count moves to 1-0. All Zufelt has to do here is try and pass the baton to Savannah Torville, waiting on deck. We mentioned her power from a year ago. Still looking for her first home run of the year. The Lopes still looking for their first home run as a team this season here in game number 4 of this tournament. One ripped straight back. Another healthy hack there from Olivia Zufeld to even up the count at a ball and a strike. I mentioned some of the new faces this season, Cheyenne. Olivia Zufeld being one of them. Nikki Covarubio as well. Sydney Sahar, fourth pitching prospect for the Lopes in that rotation. Still has not made an appearance yet this season. We'll see if we see her at any point today on this Saturday, if not tomorrow in the matinee against New Mexico.
These new faces for the Lopes have been super great. As you mentioned, Zufil coming into pinch hit last night and now in the lineup. So getting that her first collegiate at bat, being a double, and adding her to the lineup, hopefully to give those Lopes the momentum that they need here today.
Of course, being placed in that 3 slot by Coach Pearson this afternoon. Looking to make an impact right here, right now on this 2-2 offering from Spencer. Goes up with it as the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Broderick paying close attention to Cantillo over there at first base, with the Lopes down by 2 early on in this game. We'll see if Cantillo is in motion here on this 3-2 offering with less than 2 outs. Spencer looking to get Zufeld to hit this one on the ground. Pops it in the air, right side. Playable for Hathud at third base. She makes the play. Zufeld 0 for 1 now with that walk. Unable to get that one out of the infield. And there are 2 away here. Runner on first base is Savannah Torville. Will look to do damage here against Spencer.
Shortstop,
Trying to bring the GCU softball stadium to life. After the Lopes cut into that lead last inning. New Mexico, of course, coming right back an inning ago. After that E5 from Taylor Olson at third base, coming across her body, looking for the 5-4-3 double play. Ended up throwing it into right field, allowing Tuck to score all the way from first base. Cantillo still off of first. 1-0 offering to Torville. Cut on and missed. Another healthy hack from a Lopes hitter here against Kiana Spencer. As the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lopes still looking to barrel one up here against Spencer despite all these healthy hacks. Nothing to show for it as of yet through 2 2/3 innings, as that one's fouled straight back off the mask of Broderick. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kiana Spencer still looking for her first strikeout on the night. Does have 3 walks with that 1 hit, allowing 1 earned run. This will be her 38th pitch here in the top half of the 3rd inning, looking for the final out here against Torville. 1-2 pitch. Ripped into the gap in right center field. That one's going to fall for a base hit. Coach Pearson waving Cantillo around third. There's going to be no play at home plate. It's an RBI double for Savannah Torville, and the Lopes get that run back. It's 3-2 here in the 3rd.
As you mentioned, Jack, Torville being a dangerous hitter when she needs to be for the Lopes, and anything can happen with 1 swing of the bat, as we see right here with her getting that stand-up double.
And Spencer looking to dot the outside corner there against Torville. Waits back, takes it the other way into the right center field gap, allowing Cantillo with her great speed to score all the way from first base. So the Lopes now with an opportunity to tie this game at 3 with Mickey Covarubio, the red-hot Covarubio. 4 hits in her first 6 at-bats this season. First pitch swinging once again, laces that one in the right field, and she's going to fall for a base hit. Diving Young gets past her and rolls all the way to the wall. The Lopes are going to tie this game at 3 via an RBI triple from Mickey Covarubio. Mickey Covarubio now 5 for 7 early on this weekend for the Lopes. 3 for 5 in 2 games yesterday against Weber State and Stanford. 2 for 2 on 2 swings of the bat. 2 pitches she's seen against Kiana Spencer. Laces one up the middle in the top half of the 2nd inning. Scores a run for the Lopes. And of course, first pitch swinging there may have been in on her hands as she placed that one into right field. The diving Young not able to keep it in front as it rolled all the way to the wall, allowing Covarubio to advance all the way to third base. Now Lorianne Olson has an opportunity here to give the Lopes the lead as Broderick scares off Covarubio over there at third base. Trying to be aggressive, trying to give the Lopes a 4-3 advantage here in the third inning against Kiana Spencer. Looking to get out of this inning with a 3-3 tie as that one's chopped to second. Throw on to first for the 4-3 put out is Schaefer, and that'll do it, but not before the Lopes score 2 runs on 2 hits. The big hit and a game-tying RBI triple off the bat of Mickey Covarubio. Her second RBI, her 5th hit of the season, and we're all knotted up at 3 going in to the bottom of the third inning. And as this game is going on, we also have Grand Canyon women's basketball going on in the arena right now, but a lot of other stuff taking place in the Grand Canyon University arena as well.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon University Arena is proud to host Elevate 2020 Music Festival back in Phoenix, Arizona for its 8th straight year. Join us this June for a great weekend of worship. Tickets are on sale now at gcuarena.com.
The Casting Crown's going to be in the house. Matthew West as well. Josh Baldwin and a ton of other faces on June 27th and June 28th. So get your tickets now. Again at the Grand Canyon University Arena as we have a brand new ball game here in Phoenix, Arizona. A 3-3 tie between the Grand Canyon University Lopes and the New Mexico Lobos after that top half of the third inning. From the Lopes, Mickey Covarubio once again making her presence felt early on this season at GCU Softball Stadium with an RBI triple, tying this game up at 3. Savannah Torville with an RBI double to her name as well, picking up her first extra base hit of the season as Lexi Coons will look to keep this game knotted at 3 in the bottom half of the third inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Lobos, starting with Bailey Klitzk. Andrea Howard will be on deck with Gavin Schaefer rounding out the order in the hole. RBI double in the first inning from Klitzk. Remember, off the glove of Brooke Cantillo out there in right field. Rips that one in the air to center field. Going back is Covarubio on the track at the wall. Sayonara. Solo home run for Bailey Klitzk, her first of the season. And just like that, New Mexico takes their 3rd lead of the day. It's 4-3. So a first pitch fastball right down the middle from Coons, and Klitzk taking advantage of it. Lofting that one fairly deep over the center field wall. All Covarubio could do is turn and watch on that one. As the Lopes once again find themselves down by a run, 4-3.
Klitzky.
That one ripped deep to left center field, and that one's gonna get out of here. Sayonara, Andrea Howard. Back-to-back for the Lobos, and just like that, it's 5-3. So we've seen a few momentum changes in this game. Lopes taking that momentum back in the top half of the third inning against Kiara Spencer. But just like that against Lexi Coons here in the bottom of the third inning, 2 pitches. And back-to-back home runs, making this a 5-3 New Mexico lead. So Klitzky picks up her first home run of the season, a long blast over the center field wall, and Andrea Howard with the laser shot there over the left center field wall once again. Covarubio, not much he can do on either 2 of those fly balls as Schaefer digs in. Takes a pitch, just a bit low, count moves to 1-0. Gavin, once again, a freshman for the Lobos this season. Takes that one on the outside corner to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Lexi Coons just looking to limit the damage here in the bottom of the third inning. Still very early on in this one between the Lobos and the Lopes. 1-1 pitch. Misses just a bit outside as the count moves to 2-1. New Mexico now scoring in each of the first 3 innings against low pitching. Again, 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning against Yessie Morrison, picking up that 1 unearned run an inning ago against Yessie Morrison. As that one drops in there for a strike to level the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then, of course, to kickstart this bottom half of the 3rd inning, back-to-back home runs off the bats of Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard. Klitsky now 2 for 2 on the game. Howard, who walked her first time around, picks up her first home run of the season as the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be off the foot there of Schaefer. She'll reach with the hit-by pitch as Lexi Coons continuing to struggle here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning for the Lopes.
First baseman, Rayanne Tuck.
And that'll bring in Rayanne Tuck. Tuck, remember, reached base, a brilliant at-bat in that bottom half of the 2nd inning against Yessie Morrison. 7-pitch battle, reached with a walk. Was able to come around to score on the E5 once again from Taylor Olson as she calls time at home plate. Given how this inning's gone so far for Lexi Coons, would appreciate a ground ball here. The Lopes look for a double play here with Torville playing deep in the hole at short once again. That pitch is up. Holland keeping Shaver honest over there at first base. The one thing you could say in this game, however, New Mexico Lobos doing a tremendous job taking momentum back from the Lopes on multiple occasions as Covarubio going to do battle with the sun once more, able to haul that one in for out number 1. So Tuck now 1 for 2 this afternoon, and that'll bring up Broderick,
The catcher, Sydney
who is
Broderick.
0 for 1, but she did advance all the way to 3rd base on that E5 last inning. Lopes pitching doing a tremendous job. Both Yessie Morrison picking up the strikeout in that 2nd inning for the first out, and Lexi Coons getting in the final 2 outs, stranding Broderick at 3rd base as she takes that one inside, count quickly 1-0. So with the Lopes again down by 2, they'll send the bottom 3rd of their order to the plate in the top half of the 4th inning. Taylor Olson, Kaylee Holland, and Gianna Nicoletti as that pitch misses outside. Count quickly 2-0 on Broderick. Lexi Coons looking to make her pitch here without giving into Broderick on 2-0, looking to get a pitch in her wheelhouse. And once again, Kaylee Holland and company will talk things over with Lexi Coons, looking to get on the same page as has not been the inning that she wanted, not the ideal inning that Lexi Coons has wanted here in the bottom half of the 3rd.
Yeah, starting with back-to-back home runs is definitely not how you want to go into an inning. And just recently getting the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Coons just needs to settle down and get back into the swing of things, because when she's on with her pitches, those strikes come so easily for her and are great in the strike zone when she can get them.
And again, Coons fairly well rested so far this week, and again only threw a pitch, 1 pitch in a 3rd of an inning on Thursday night in the home opener against Stanford, and only threw 3 innings, allowing 1 run on 60 pitches against Weber State last night. Again, just looking for 1 big pitch to get herself out of this inning, with her team only down by 2. As the 2-0 offering is in there for a called strike on the inner part of the play, and the count moves to 2-1 on Broderick. Broderick, of course, the junior who resides in Mesa, Arizona. Bishop in at first base as the 2-1 pitch, fouled back, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned the pitch count last night for Coons, up to 60. +1 from the night before. Well, about to throw her 20th pitch so far here this afternoon. And She gets Broderick to sky that one in the air. It will not stay in play as it hits off the net. Kaylee Holland giving it a chase. Won't come up with it, so we'll do it once more at 2 balls and 2 strikes between Broderick and Coons. Again, if you're just joining us, it's a 5-3 New Mexico lead here in the bottom of the third inning, looking to pick up their second win on the day. The Lopes, of course, still looking to pick up their first win in this tournament, currently sitting at 0-3. Lopes tying up the game in the top half of the third inning. Mickey Covarubio, 2 for 2 in this game after going 3 for 5 in 2 games here last night. As that one's going to be popped up on the infield. Torville has it for the second out, and they're 2 away with a runner on first base. And New Mexico retaking the lead here against Lexi Coons in the bottom half of the third inning. Back-to-back home runs to kickstart this inning for Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard. Second time around for Taryn Young. Struck out looking against Coons her last go-around. Takes a pitch on the inner part of the plate. Called for a ball. Count quickly, 1 ball and no strikes. Again, those shadows slowly creeping throughout the entire infield. Again, a 3:40 start, currently 4:37 Mountain Time here in Phoenix. As that pitch misses outside, count quickly, 2 balls and no strikes on Young. Would surely love to get Hathut to the plate here in the bottom half of the third inning. 0 for 1 with a walk so far here tonight. Could do quick damage in this game if New Mexico wants to blow this game open early. As the 2-0 pitch misses outside, and the count moves to 3-0. Again, 2 bases are open here for Coons, not wanting to give in to Young. Although the very dangerous Rachel Hathut is waiting on deck. Rio pitch on the inside corner. Called for a strike by Jerry Jones, and the count moves to 3-1. Again, it'll be the bottom third of the order for the Lopes in the fourth. Trying to erase their third deficit of the game. It's been the third lead change of the day for New Mexico as that pitch misses low and inside. And New Mexico has an opportunity to add to their lead here. Another runner in scoring position as Schaefer moves over to second. Young on first after the walk. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Rachel Hathut for her third go-around here, second against Lexi Coons. Coons walked Hathut her last go-around, struck out swinging against Yessie Morrison back in the first. As the first pitch in there on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1 to Hathut. Hathut, a freshman, trying to make a big impact right here against the Lopes. Takes that one up. His count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Lexi Coons trying to get the Lobos freshman to chase there on 0-1. And a wide open hole there beyond second base with Torville playing deep in the hole at short. That pitch misses just a bit low as the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Coons still looking for a first strikeout in this game. The Lopes defense with just 1 error on the day. As the 2-1 pitch is going to be laced into shallow right field. Coming on is Cantillo, and the sun once again playing a huge factor as that one's going to be off the glove of Brooke Cantillo, allowing 2 more runs to score. That's going to be an E9 for the Lopes, their second error of the day, and it's a 7-3 lead for New Mexico as they put a 4 spot up here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Jack, as we mentioned earlier, that same thing happening to New Mexico, but reversed, where it happened with Stanford hitting the ball and ending up allowing Stanford to get that comeback win yesterday. So the sun playing a big factor here this weekend.
And New Mexico, of course, reaping all the rewards so far especially in this game, up by 4. As Coons is going to drill O'Grady right in between the numbers. Second hit by pitch of the day for the Lobos, and now they have 2 more runners on base. Runners on first and second with 2 outs here as Lexi Coons continues to struggle against this Lobos offense with Brianna Martinez digging in. And Martinez, of course, the freshman in the 3-hole today for New Mexico with a chance to really blow this game open, already up by 4. Looking to put a crooked number out there on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 3rd. Outfield playing about halfway for Martinez. Doubled in the first. Lays off that first pitch for a ball. Count moves to 1-0. Again, still plenty of softball left to be played in this one. It's been all about these 2 offenses.
Yeah, Jack, as we've seen, the momentum can shift at any time with one swing of the bat. And New Mexico has just been really able to take hold of those controls and getting to reap the benefits of those errors.
New Mexico, without a doubt, capitalizing on their opportunities, putting runners in scoring position early on in this game. They've only left 3 runners on base and tallying 7 runs on 5 hits as that pitch misses inside, and the count quickly moves to 3-0 here on Martinez as the Lobos look to, at very least here, load the bases with a very dangerous Bailey Klitsky waiting on deck, who started this inning with that solo home run. We'll see if Martinez is turned loose here on 3-0. Takes a strike on the inside part of the plate, and the count moves to 3-1. Coons has to be careful here with Martinez. 3-1 count. Doesn't want to give in, but at the exact same time, doesn't want to make a mistake here with Klitsky waiting on deck. We've already seen the power earlier on in this inning. Lopes could ill afford a big blow here in the bottom of the 3rd as that pitch misses up. So Coons plays it safe with Martinez, puts her on first base, and the bases are loaded with 2 away. All ducks on the pond for Bailey Klitsky. And it looks like Coach Pearson is going to come out, take the ball from Lexi Coons, and Ryan Denhart will make her 3rd appearance of the season. So a rough outing this afternoon for Lexi Coons. Throws 39 pitches, an inning and a 3rd. Gives up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks. And the runners on first, 2nd, and 3rd are all her responsibility as Ryan Denhart will take over here against Bailey Klitsky. Denhart, of course, we mentioned 7 2/3 innings pitched on Thursday in the home opener against the Cardinal, giving up 3 runs, 1 of which was earned in an 8-inning loss to Stanford. And of course, 3 2/3 innings pitched last night against Weber State, getting the start in that game. Was not as successful as she was against the Cardinal, giving up 4 hits, 5 earned runs, only walked 1, picked up 3 strikeouts, and only threw 67 pitches. So we'll see if she's able to get the Lopes out of this jam here in the 3rd. Of course, the junior transferred over from Maryland after her freshman year, her 2nd year in the purple and white. And what a big opportunity here, Cheyenne, for these Lobos. We already saw earlier on in the inning with Bailey Klitsky taking Lexi Coons for a ride over the center field wall. One swing of the bat could make this potentially an 8-run game here in the 3rd.
Yeah, have to be real cautious with Klitsky coming to bat. As you mentioned, getting that first solo shot. Bases are now loaded for New Mexico, so have to be careful, but also don't want to have any other issues coming to the plate with the bases loaded.
Again, if you're just joining us, it was a 3-3 game heading into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard hitting back-to-back home runs off of Lexi Coons. Lopes look to get out of it with a 5-3 deficit from the Lobos as the first pitch is taken outside for a ball count 1-0.
Holland doing a nice job trying to frame that pitch there to get that strike.
Lopes need all the help they can get here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Denhart not wanting to fall behind early here against Klitsky. Already 2 for 2 in this game. Chops that one foul right in front of home plate. The count evens up at 1-1. Lopes, like I was mentioning, up or down 5-3 in this game. Runners on the corners with 2 outs as Rachel Hathut popped one up in the air to right field. And of course, the sun still playing a big factor in this game, as Brooke Cantillo was not able to haul it in, allowing 2 runs to score, making this a 7-3 game. Klitsky looking to do more damage here, takes that one just a bit low as the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Being very careful here against Ryan Denhart, looking for a pitch to drive. With Hathut on third, O'Grady on second, Martinez on first. Again, all these runners, Lexi Kuhn's responsibility at the moment, as the 2-1 offering is ripped down the right field line and foul as Klitsky just hooks it enough for it to land on the right side of the first base line. Lily Bishop making her best effort there to snag that one in the air as the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see what Denhart goes with here on 2-2 as a pitch to waste. She wants to get Klitsky to chase outside the zone as the 2-2 pitch is up in the zone, trying to get Klitsky to chase the ladder. Won't happen. And the count runs full at 3-2. So that starts the merry-go-round. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 offering coming from Denhart to Bailey Klitsky. And the 3-2 payoff pitch ripped up the middle. Right there is Olsen, throws on to Bishop for the final out. A big out there for Ryan Denhart as she gets Klitsky to roll over to Olsen for the final out of the inning, but not before New Mexico scores 4 more runs on 2 more hits. The big blows, back-to-back home runs off the bat of Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard. It's a 7-3 New Mexico lead. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
Why choose Sanderson Ford?
Straight up offers like these.
Now through President's Day, escape to a D-backs game and a new Escape for only $18,900. Lease one for only $259 a month. Save $10,000 on all 2019 F-150 Super Cruise. Get 2 Arizona Diamondback tickets just for coming in.
Plus, they support local sports and donate generously to local charities.
If it's important to you to do business with someone who supports our community,
choose Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders, you're giving them the tools they need to succeed.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Third baseman, Taylor Olsen.
Welcome back inside the GCU softball stadium. Lopes looking to get back in this game, down by 4 here in the top half of the 4th inning. Some much needed insurance added on with 4 runs on 2 hits for Kiana Spencer, who now has herself her 3rd lead in this game. That one's going to be chopped by Olsen to short. O'Grady has it, throws on to first for the 6-3 putout. So quickly 1 away here in the top half of the 4th inning. Again, 2 big back-to-back home runs off the bat of Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard against Lexi Kuhn's in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, making this game a 5-3 game before tacking on 2 more runs. Lopes still have at least 4 more chances to at least cut into this lead as Kaylee Holland takes a ball. Spencer's pitch count up to 47 now as she gets Holland to roll over to first base. Just a little too early on that swing, rolling that one over to Tuck. And just like that, 4 pitches and 2 outs for Kiana Spencer. Best case scenario for the Lobos after a huge bottom of the 3rd inning. Kiana Spencer waiting on the bench for quite some time. Throws 4 quick pitches, gets 2 quick outs, trying to send her offense back to the plate in the bottom half of the 4th. Gianna Nicoletti takes a ball inside, count quickly 1-0. Nicoletti now 0 for 3 this weekend, 0 for 2 on opening night. Grounded out softly to third. And Rachel Hathut in her last go-around. That happened in the top half of the 2nd inning. As the 1-0 offering. Chopped slowly on the ground to first and foul, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So with Ryan Denhart entering this game in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Coach Pearson looking to get as much out of Denhart as she can in this one after using Morrison and Coons already. Again, still have not seen the debut of Sydney Sahar so far here this weekend. The freshman out of Peoria, Arizona. As the 1-2 pitch to Nicoletti, up and in. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Gianna Nicoletti doing a nice job working the count in this at-bat after the 2 quick outs from Taylor Olson and Kaylee Holland here against Kiana Spencer here in the 4th. Be the 50th pitch of the night, chopped in the hole at short. Going to be a tough play for O'Grady, and it's not going to be made. As it's going to be an infield single for Gianna Nicoletti. She picks up her first hit of 2020. And the Lopes look to stay alive here in the 4th, trying to get something going, trying to chip into this 4-run lead for New Mexico with Brooke Cantillo digging in, and Brooke Cantillo going to want to come through in a big way here.
The right fielder, Brooke.
And off to a hot start this season, has 4 hits. 4 for 13 on the season, roped one to left in her first at-bat. But looking for a big swing here after not coming away with the final out in the bottom of the 3rd inning, allowing 2 runs to score. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. It was Rachel Hathut who skied one in the air to right field, and the Sun playing some mind games with Brooke Cantillo, unable to come away with that final grab. As the first pitch, in there for a called strike, count 0-1 on Cantillo, who's already reached base once in this one. Top of the 3rd, reached on a walk, scored on the double from Savannah Torville. And again, flew out to left after that great acrobatic grab from Brianna Martinez on the very first pitch of the day. As the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch count now up to 54 for Kiana Spencer. As that one ripped in the hole, second base, going to be a tough play for Schaefer. She makes it for the 4-3 put out to end the inning. So the Lopes with 2 quick outs against Spencer. Gianna Nicoletti giving the Lopes some life offensively. Cantillo knocks it on the ground hard to Schaefer, but Schaefer gobbles it up for the final out. So the Lopes leave 1 runner on base as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Still a 7-3 lead for New Mexico and the Lobos.
Ethington Theater presents a modern take on the Shakespearean classic The Tempest. Filled with explosive drama and vengeance, this sinister play centers around a magical storm which leaves passengers shipwrecked on a tropical island. Get your tickets now at the Ethington Theater box office.
And of course, that kicking off last night, February 7th. And of course, you can go get your tickets right now at the GCU Arena box office. Runs all weekend this weekend and next weekend.
And if you have a valid GCU student ID, you can get in for free just by showing your ID.
Which is also a big coup for students. Again, a lot of college students don't have a lot of money, so that's a big coup.
College students love free things.
As we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Lobos looking to add to their 4-run lead. Of course, like we mentioned earlier, the GCU women's basketball team taking on California Baptist at home in the GCU Arena today, coming away with a 72-66 victory as they continue their run here. Moved to 12-8 overall this season. Big fourth quarter, putting up 24 points against California Baptist to secure that win. And the Lopes looking to do the same here this afternoon, looking for their first win of the season. Down by 4.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth.
They still have 3 more at-bats in this game, and will send the heart of their order in the top half of the 5th inning with Bishop, Zufelt, and Torville due up. Torville already with that extra base hit, the RBI double to make this a 3-2 game in the top half of the 3rd inning. So the Lopes would love to keep this a 4-run game with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for New Mexico, starting with Andrea Howard. Picked up her first home run of the season in her last go-around, fouls that one straight back. Howard seems to be locked in at the moment. Again, a laser over the the left center field wall in her last go-around, going back-to-back with Bailey Klitsky, as those shadows have seemed to lurk their way into the left center field gap here in the GCU softball stadium. Is that one going to be bunted foul, and a double tap there for Andrea Howard. She's going to be called out by the home plate umpire as the ball hit the bat after making contact with it, makes contact with it twice, so that'll be an automatic out for Howard as she confirms things with the home plate umpire, Jerry Jones. And it looks like things seem to be confirmed. Again, hit the bat twice, so Howard will take a seat, and that'll bring up Gavin Schaefer, who's already 0 for 1 in this game, was hit by a pitch in her last at-bat.
That's a great break for the Lopes, getting that first out here early on with nobody on base for the Lobos.
And Howard looking to utilize her speed early on. Would have been a tough play at first base. The Lopes, like you said, Cheyenne, catching a big break there. Tough break for the Lobos, who again are trying to increase this 4-run lead. First pitch is a strike from Denhart over the inside part of the plate to Schaefer. Schaefer, of course, like I said, hit by a pitch in her last at-bat, struck out swinging to end the first inning against Jessie Morrison after putting up a 2-spot against the Lopes right-hander. That one paints the outside corner, and the count's quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. So Denhart looking to get out of this inning in quick fashion, trying to get the heart of her order to the plate, down by 4 in the top half of the 5th inning. Gets the sign from Holland. Kicks, winds, and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Chopped to third, Olsen has it. Throws across the diamond to Bishop for the second out. So 2 up and 2 down for Lily Bishop.
First baseman, Rayan Tuck.
And a few defensive changes for the Lopes in this game as Jaden Reed takes over in left field for the Lopes. As that first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Count quickly 0-1. Lofted foul, so Ryan Denhart doing a good job in this 4th inning, getting ahead of these Lobos hitters, trying to get out of this inning in quick fashion. And again, it will be Lily Bishop, Olivia Zufelt, and Savannah Torville due up in the top half of the 5th inning against the Lobos left-hander. As the 0-2 pitch misses low, count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kiara Spencer, through 4 innings, has only allowed 4 hits, those 3 earned runs, after giving up 2 runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. Settled in nicely in that 4th inning as that one's off the end of the back. It'll be a tough play at first. Covering is Olsen. Puts it away is Bishop for the final out. A 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Denhart as we move to the 5th, running out of time for the Lopes. Down by 4, it's New Mexico 7, GCU 3. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
But we already have the best student section in the whole country.
I know, but what can we do to take this thing to the next level?
Guys, I think I've got an idea.
Whoa. They ain't gonna get better than that.
So one key component that makes the Waste Management Phoenix Open so successful is Cox Business. Over 700,000 people are going to come enjoy TPC Scottsdale, from digital TV to digital phones to security, and most importantly, that free Wi-Fi all over this property. We simply couldn't do it without a partner like Cox Business. We're grateful, we're thankful, it's a hole-in-one.
Back inside the GCU softball stadium for the top half of the 5th inning. Kiara Spencer back out there for her 5th inning of work. We mentioned 4 innings of work, 4 hits, 3 earned runs allowed, as the Lobos will send the heart of their order
Kristen Feifeld
to the plate, as we'll have a pinch hitter for Lily Bishop, Kristen Feifeld. As the first pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner. Five-field pinch running here last night for the Lopes. Rips that one in the air to left field, hooks it just a little bit to the right as the count moves quickly now to 0-2. First at bat for the Lopes this season for Five-field. Spencer looks to pick up her 3rd strikeout in this one. Fouled straight back by Five-field. Stays alive. So it'll be Five-field, Sufelt, and Torville. Lopes just need a few bloops and a blast to get themselves back in this game.
Some bloops and a blast would be a great thing to happen right now, Jack.
As the 0-2 pitch misses outside. 1-2 offering, low in the zone as Five-field continues to stay alive in this at-bat against Spencer. That pitch going to be chopped to second base. Perfect hop there for Schaefer as she gets the 4-3 put out. 1 away as Five-field grounds out in her first plate appearance for the Lopes this season. And with 1 away, that will bring up Olivia Sufelt. Still looking for her first hit of the afternoon after picking up that base hit last night.
Olivia Sufelt
picked up a walk in the first. Popped up softly to Hathud over there at third base. As she swings at the first pitch, lofts that one in the air to center field. And of course, the sun's still playing a factor in this one, as you can see Howard having a tough time with that one. Makes the play. 2 quick outs for Kiana Spencer, looking to complete 5 innings of work, allowing those 3 earned runs. Savannah Torville looking to get Mickey Cavarubio to the plate. Again, Cavarubio 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI triple in her last at bat. So Torville looking to get her to the plate, looking to drive in at least a run here in the 5th inning to chip into that lead as the first pitch drops in there for a strike. Count 0-1. Again, another perfectly placed pitch there from Spencer, making this an 0-2 count on Torville. GCU softball stadium looking to find something to cheer about here in the top half of the 5th inning. 0-2 pitch. Misses low, and the count moves to 1-2. Not getting Torville to chase there was Spencer. Of course, this is Spencer's second appearance on the season, looking to pick up her first win as New Mexico looks to pick up their second consecutive win on the day after starting the season 0-2 against Weber State and Stanford. 2-0 win against Stanford with Brianna Sanchez throwing 7 shutout innings, only allowing 2 hits against the Cardinal earlier today here in Phoenix, Arizona. As the 2-2 offering, chop to third, going to be a tough play for Hathut. Throws across the diamond, another 1-2-3 inning. 7 straight retired for Kiara Spencer as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. And of course, New Mexico visiting here this weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. And where can everyone else come to visit? Where can they stay to come visit Cheyenne?
You know, if you're coming to visit campus this spring, why not stay at the GCU Hotel, featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill. It's the perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com.
Again, just $79 per night over at the GCU Hotel. As it looks like Kayla Fifield will stay in at first base after pinch hitting for Lily Bishop. Of course, Araceli Esquera in at third base, taking over for Taylor Olson in this one. She came in last inning as Jaden Reed moved to left, and Gianna Nicoletti, who was in left, moves over to right field. It's Ryan Denhart back out on the mound for the Lopes here in the bottom half of this 5th inning. Trying to keep this a 4-run game, waiting for that Lopes offense to wake up after scoring 3 runs in each of the first 3 innings. They came away with 1 run in the second, 2 in the third. As will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Lobos, starting with Sydney Broderick, catcher for the Lobos, currently 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on that E5 back in the second before popping up softly to short, and Savannah Torville back in the third. Pitch misses outside, count 1-0.
You know, Jack, it's been a while since these two teams have actually played a game. The last time and only time that they played against each other was way back in 2014 in February, where the Lopes ended up taking that game 4-2, giving them the win record against the Lobos.
That pitch misses just a bit outside. Count moves to 2-0. Of course, things changing in just a few years for both sides. Things changing in about 24 hours for the Lobos, who came into the day 0-2, like we mentioned, after those 2 losses to Stanford and Weber State. That pitch once again, Denhart looking to clip that outside corner, does not get the call from the home plate umpire Jerry Jones, and the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. So New Mexico with a big opportunity in this game to even up their record in this tournament at 2-2. As the 3-0 pitch is in there on the outside corner, called strike. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Young waiting on deck, 0 for 1 in this game. Again, the big difference in this game was that 4-run third inning from New Mexico, taking that 7-3 advantage as that pitch clips the outside corner. Broderick did not like the call at home plate as the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we saw a few pitches on that outside corner not called by the home plate umpire Jerry Jones. That one is. Seemed a little bit off the plate as Broderick again had to come back. As we'll do it again, 3-2 payoff pitch, fouled straight back off the net. So a 7-pitch battle at least between Bishop and Broderick, or excuse me, Ryan Denhart and Sydney Broderick.
Yeah, you saw Broderick starting to take her walk to first, thinking that she got that 4th ball there, but the home plate umpire Jerry Jones calling her back.
And the payoff pitch once again, fouled off once again near the Lobos dugout. So an 8-pitch battle between Denhart and Broderick. Again, those shadows now over basically the entire field so far at this point, making its way all the way to right field, beyond the wall in right field, as the sun slowly goes down here in Phoenix. Again, 5:11 Mountain Time. As that pitch is going to be ripped in the air to left field. Going back is Reed at the track, at the wall. Sayonara. Solo home run for Sidney Broderick. Third home run of the day for New Mexico, their third solo shot of the day. And they now lead it 8-3 here in the fifth. So Denhart tried to come inside there on 3-2, the eighth pitch of the at-bat, and Broderick was ready for it. Turns on it early and sends it deep over the wall in left field. And that is Broderick's first of the season, first hit on the afternoon after going hitless in that game against Stanford earlier today. As Ryan Denhart and Kaylee Holland waiting on the circle here as home plate umpire Jerry Jones talking things over with the head coach of New Mexico State. Trying to get everything figured out here as Denhart will now do battle with Tayloryn Young. Young walking in her last at-bat, struck out looking back in the second. As the first pitch, dots the outside corner, count quickly, 0-1. Now 3 solo shots on the afternoon for New Mexico as they pick up their first home runs of the season on this Saturday afternoon. That pitch misses to even up the count at a ball and a strike. Lopes still looking for their first long ball of the season, despite seeing many contributions early on in this game from Mickey Cavarubio. Again, 5 for 7 in her first 7 plate appearances for the Lopes. 2 RBIs, picked up that RBI triple to tie the game in the third inning. Jaden Reed, who entered this game in left field last inning, also with 2 hits early on in her Lopes career, still looking for her first plate appearance today. As that pitch clips the outside corner, count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cut on and missed as Holland squeezes that one, foul tip into the glove. First strikeout for Denhart here in the 5th, and 1 away here in the 5th, as that'll bring up Rachel Hathut for her 4th plate appearance this afternoon. Hathut, of course, popped up in that 3rd inning with runners on the corners, lays down a bunt and foul, count 0-1. Popped up to right field with a 5-3 lead with runners on the corners. An E9 from Brooke Cantillo, allowing 2 runs to score, making this a 7-3 game. And Sidney Broderick adding to that lead here in the 5th with a solo home run over the left field wall. As the 0-1 pitch, ripped up the middle, through the hole, and into center field for a base hit. Second hit of the inning for New Mexico, and they have a runner on first base with 1 out. So Hathut, after going 0 for 2 with a walk, picks up her first hit. She's now 1 for 3, and that'll bring up O'Grady, who's already 1 for 2 in this game. The senior, once again out of Orange County, California, picked up a double back in the 1st inning, came around to score after that hit off of Yessie Morrison. And the first pitch misses low, count 1-0. Yessie Morrison, of course, going an inning and a 3rd in this game, allowing 2 earned runs on 2 hits. Going to get the no decision in this one. Lexi Coons currently on the mark for the loss in this game after allowing back-to-back home runs to Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard back in the third, making this a 5-3 game as that pitch clips the outside corner. Count quickly 1-1. Ryan Denhart, of course, relieving Lexi Coons in that third inning, getting the final out with the bases loaded, getting Bailey Klitsky to ground to second. As that pitch clips the outside corner once more, and the count moves to 1-2. One-two pitch, can't get O'Grady to chase high and away as the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Lobos will send their 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate in the top half of the 6th inning against Kiara Spencer, who is dealing so far in this one against this Lopes offense after a rough 2nd and 3rd inning. Has settled down, retiring each of her last 7 hitters. 1, 2, 3 innings in the 4th and the 5th. Picking up 2 more strikeouts in the process. Another big pitch coming here from Denhart, not wanting to put another runner in scoring position. 3-2 offering with 1 out. Chopped on the ground, first base side and foul, so we'll do it again. Again, we saw an 8-pitch battle between Denhart and Sydney Broderick to start the inning, resulting in that long home run over the left field wall. And this will be a 7-pitch at-bat at least. With Cameron O'Grady. Athu leads off first. 3-2 pitch is ripped in the air to right. And that one's going to head near New Mexico's bullpen and out of play. So another 8-pitch battle in this inning for Ryan Denhart as her pitch count creeps up towards 30 pitches. Again, since entering this one, an inning and 2/3 has only allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run. With that Broderick home run early on in this inning, has picked up 1 strikeout. As the 8th pitch of this battle is popped up right in front of us here in the booth and out of play into the stands as Kaylee Holland gave it a look, won't come away with it. So a 9-pitch battle here now between Ryan Denhart and Cameron O'Grady.
Yeah, Denhart has been great for the Lopes, as we've mentioned. She's played every day of the tournament so far, coming up on 30 pitches. Her first night having over 100. And just doing some really great work out of the bullpen for the Lopes.
And that one getting away from Denhart, low in the zone in the dirt, as O'Grady will reach for the third time in this game. Picked up the double in the first inning after getting hit by a pitch in that 3rd inning. So this will be her 3rd time on the bases. 4 total bases so far for Cameron O'Grady, as she looks to score once more with Brianna Martinez digging in. 0 for 1 in this game. Walked in the first, flew out in the 3rd, and walked once more in the 3rd as she fouls that one away on the right side. Count quickly 0-1. Lopes were in this one early. Again, a 2-0 lead for New Mexico after the bottom half of the 1st inning. Lopes cutting that lead in half, making it a 2-1 game. After the sac fly from Kaylee Holland, picking up her 3rd RBI of the season. That pitch clips the outside corner. Count quickly 0-2 now on Martinez. And of course, New Mexico regaining their 2-run lead in the top of the 3rd inning after the E5 from Taylor Olson, allowing Tuck to score all the way from first base, but the Lopes tying things up in the bottom of the 3rd after an RBI double from Savannah Torville and an RBI triple from Mickey Cavarubio. And then New Mexico was able to open up those floodgates, and that was in the bottom half of the 3rd inning when Bailey Klitsky and Andrea Howard connected for back-to-back home runs, both their first home runs of the season, making this a 5-3 game. New Mexico would add on 2 more to make it 7-3. As of right now, adding on one more here in the bottom of the 5th via Sydney Broderick home run. That'll be a 2-2 count coming to Brianna Martinez, looking for her first hit of the day, looking to add to that New Mexico lead with runners on first and second. Hathud off of second, O'Grady off of first. 2-2 pitch from Denhart. Popped foul, and we'll do it again. So another lengthy at-bat here for New Mexico, and the underlying factor in this game so far, Cheyenne, is New Mexico has taken advantage of all their opportunities so far at the plate, driving in runners in scoring position, and B, working that pitch count from each of these first 3 Lopes pitchers, whether it was Ryan Denhart, Lexi Coons, or Yessie Morrison. Another good eye at the plate there from Brianna Martinez as she works the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it'll be another 7-pitch at bat for Ryan Denhart. Her pitch count now up to 40 in this game.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, New Mexico using those errors to their advantage.
That one's ripped up the middle. Could be 2. There's one on to first. Not going to be made. Dropped over there at first base by Fifield, but not enough to allow Hathud to score from third. So that'll put runners on the corners with 2 outs, as Ryan Denhart now 1 out away from getting herself out of this game. And as you were mentioning, Cheyenne, the New Mexico Lobos doing a fantastic job in this game, taking advantage of those runners in scoring position for the Lopes. As Coach Pearson going to come out. We'll see if she's going to make a move here. Again, Ryan Denhart's pitch count up to 46 pitches now through 2 innings of work. Looking to get the final out here against Bailey Klitsky. And we've mentioned all day long, Klitsky, very dangerous batter in that batter's box. We've seen a double down the right field line, picking up an RBI in that first inning. And then a long home run to dead center in the bottom of the 3rd. She grounded out in her last at-bat against Ryan Denhart with the bases loaded in that 3rd inning. Could have been a huge opportunity for the Lobos to break this game wide open. It looks like Coach Pearson going to let Ryan Denhart do battle here with Klitsky, looking for the final out with runners on the corners here in the 5th. Again, it'll be Mickey Cavarubio, Lorianne Olson, and Araceli Pescara in the bottom half, the top half of the 6th inning for the Lopes. Outfield going to play fairly deep with Reed playing just in front of the warning track in left. Cavarubio playing about 3 steps in front of the warning track in center. As that pitch misses just a bit outside, count 1-0. Denhart knows she can't throw anything over the plate here to Bailey Klitsky. Gonna have to fool her with something off speed, as the 0-1 offering. Cut on and miss, throw down to second. Nice idea there from Brianna Martinez, eliminating the forced play at second base. Slides in way ahead of the tag there from Torville, putting runners on second and third. So now with first base open, we'll see if Ryan Denhart is going to throw around Klitsky here, with Andrea Howard waiting on deck. Howard 1 for 2 in this game. As the 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, and the count moves to 1-2. So the ball is in Ryan Denhart's court right now. Again, with a few pitches to spoil here, up in the count 1-2. Trying to get Klitsky to chase outside the zone. Wouldn't be shocked to see her go up in the zone here against Klitsky. Trying to get her to pop something in the air. Goes up and in. Misses, and the count moves to 2-2. Hathud off third, Martinez off of second. 2-2 offering. Ripped foul as that one wakes up the Lobos bench. And the Lobos will have at least 2 more go-arounds here offensively to try and erase this 5-run deficit before they do battle once again with Weber State later on tonight. As that pitch misses outside, count now moves to 3-2. Another lengthy at-bat for the Lobos here against Ryan Denhart in this 5th inning. Pitch count now over 50 in just 2 innings of work. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat between Klitsky and Denhart. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back, and we'll do it again.
As we mentioned, New Mexico taking advantage when they needed to. Something else that they've taken advantage of is their pitcher Spencer being absolutely great for them tonight, getting the first 2 outs and 2 pitches in the last inning. And so getting those first 2 outs early on for New Mexico has been really beneficial for them as well here tonight.
And this is their 3rd consecutive batter with a 7-pitch battle, as that one's going to be popped in the air, looks to stay in. And it's going to be Kayla Fifield making the play in foul territory for the final out. So Ryan Denhart works herself out of trouble. Not before Sydney Broderick tallies 1 more for New Mexico State, a long solo home run, her first of the year. Let's go to the 6th. It's 8-3 New Mexico. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
They remain tied.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Back inside the GCU softball stadium, as once again these fans looking to get on their feet here in inning number 6. Lopes trail this one by 5. Mickey Covarubio looking to add to her hit total this afternoon. 2 for 2 in this game. Last at bat, of course, driving in Savannah Torville with that RBI triple to right. 2 hits on 2 pitches as she swings at that one, fouls it off, count 1-1. Again, Kiara Spencer out for her 6th inning of work, has retired each of her last 7 hitters. She's now thrown 5 innings of work, allowing 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, has yet to pick up a strikeout in this one. As she throws her 40th pitch here to Covarubio, misses low, count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. It's going to be Covarubio, Olsen, and Pescara here for GCU. Trying to chip into this lead, trying to get anything going here against Spencer, who's been locked in since the 3rd inning. So that pitch is spoiled foul. Even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. New Mexico with 8 runs on 7 hits, leaving 8 runners on base. And the Lopes, of course, with 3 runs on 4 hits, leaving 4 runners on base early on in this game. As that pitch is cut on and missed, up in the zone. Covarubio will take a seat for the first time today. She's now 5 for 8 on this young 2020 campaign. And there's one away with Lorianne Olsen digging in.
Number 21, Lorianne Olsen.
Lorianne, we mentioned those 2 hits, going 2 for 4 against Weber State here last night, picking up 2 RBIs. 0 for 1 so far this afternoon. Squares to bunt, gets it in the air. Coming on is Spencer, and she can do it all, Cheyenne. Helping herself out in a big way with a diving catch right in front of the circle, retiring Lorianne Olsen.
That was a great play by Spencer there. Just a great layout that she had to get that ball.
And with 2 away, nobody on, Araceli Pescara will dig in for her first at-bat this afternoon for the Lopes. out of Levine, Arizona. Looking to give the Lopes a 2-out base runner here in the 6th, trying to get Kaylee Holland to the plate. Swings at the first pitch, lofts that one over the New Mexico Lobos dugout, and the count quickly, no balls and 1 strike. And the one thing we've seen from Spencer over these past 3 innings, getting ahead of these Lopes hitters quickly and retiring them in quick fashion, which is not something that the Lopes pitching has done this afternoon against New Mexico. As that one's going to be lofted in the air, shallow left field. Coming on is Martinez. She's not going to make the play. A 2-out hit for Araceli Pescara. Picks up her first hit of the season. And the Lopes have themselves a 2-out base runner. So Pescara able to poke that one in the air to left, bringing Kaylee Holland to the plate here with 2 outs.
Yeah, as we've seen, Jack, hitting can be contagious, and right now the Lopes need that to be a true statement with getting that 2-out single. Hopefully Holland can help with that contagiousness of hitting.
First pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1 to Holland. Again, picking up that sacrifice fly to put the Lopes on the board. That made it a 2-1 game at the time, before grounding out to first base. An unassisted put out for Tuck over there at first base. Back in the 4th. So that one's going to be skied in the air, infield. Schaefer has it. Calls off Young in right for the final out of the 6th. So the Lopes leave Pescara stranded over there at first base as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Lopes and their fans looking to stay alive in this one. Still one more game to be played here later tonight. And how are those Havocs and how are those Lopes fans, Cheyenne, going to be able to keep their energy up going into this next game?
Well, you know, Jack, the Lobe Shop is now proud to carry products from GCBC, the Grand Canyon Beverage Company. Enjoy this tasty line of coffee, tea, and energy drinks from GCU in the comfort of your own home. Now available at lopeshop.gcu.edu/GCBC. And you know, you can use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off of that order of GCBC products.
That is right. Doing your homework, Cheyenne. Love to see it.
I try.
And available online at lopeshop.gcu.edu/GCBC. And again, still plenty of softball left to be played here tonight. As we head into the bottom of the 6th inning, the Lopes will take on Weber State. A half hour after the conclusion of this game with the New Mexico Lobos, as Ryan Denhart will once again take the circle for the Lopes to start the bottom half of the 6th inning. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the order for the Lobos, starting with Andrea Howard, who picked up that long home run. That happened back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be Howard, Schaefer, and Tuck as training staff taking a look. Coach Pearson will also run out onto the field beyond second base. I don't exactly know who's injured over there beyond second base on the right side for the Lopes, being attended to by the training staff as well as Coach Pearson. Again, we are in the bottom half of the 6th inning, an 8-3 lead for the Lobos, trying to pick up their 2nd win on the day, trying to move to 2-2 in this GCU kickoff tournament, as the Lopes look to avoid going to 0-4 this weekend before their date with Weber State later on tonight. Again, these two teams will match up again tomorrow. Sunday matinee here in the GCU softball stadium. As it looks like it's Lorianne Olson being taken off the field here by the training staff and Coach Pearson. Not a good sign for the Lopes and their defense in this one. Lorianne, of course, playing second base through the first 3 games this season. 2 hits and 13 at-bats early on this season, picking up those 2 RBIs last night against Weber State. Not quite sure what happened over there on the field. As soon as we find out, we'll let everybody know as she gets taken off the field by the training staff. So a little bit of a delay here starting the bottom half of the 6th inning after this injury. It looks like Kaylee Dietrich is going to enter this game at first base as she throws on the first baseman's mitt. And Olivia Sufelt will take over at second base. So it'll be Fifield moving to short. Savannah Torville will move to short, over to second. Move from short to second, and then Kaylee Dietrich will take over at first. So Olivia Sufeld, who's the designated player in this game, will stay right there as Savannah Torville will move back over to second base where she played most of her games last season. And we will resume play here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Not what you want to see if you're the Lopes early on in this season. Losing their second baseman for the time being. We'll see what happens with Lorianne Olson moving forward. Again, we'll let you know as soon as we get more information as Ryan Denhart set to do battle here with Andrea Howard. 1 for 2 in this game. Lays off that first pitch for a ball, count 1-0. So again, Fifield will move over to short, Torville over to second, and Kaylee Dietrich will enter this game at first base. Third first baseman of the night for the Lopes in this game started with Lily Bishop. Before Fifield pinch hit for Lily Bishop 2 innings ago, taking over at first base. Now moving over to short, allowing Kaylee Dietrich to get an opportunity here at the first base position. It'll be a 2-0 count now to Howard. Again, picking up that laser home run for her first of the year back into the third, going back-to-back with Bailey Klitsky. Sacrifice bunt in her last at-bat, rips that one in the air, deep to right field. Take a good look, you won't see it for long. Sayonara, second home run of the game for Andrea Howard. 2 home runs on the day, 2 home runs on the season, and it's a 6-run lead for the Lobos. That one right in her wheelhouse, taking advantage of it, getting ahead early in that count, up 2-0. In that count against Ryan Denhart, had to throw a strike. And throws it right over the heart of the plate, allowing Howard to get ahead of it and hooking it down the right field line to make this a 9-3 game. And that'll do it for Ryan Denhart. Final line for Ryan Denhart in this game will be 2 1/3 innings, allowing 2 earned runs on 3 hits. As Coach Pearson will once again go to that bullpen. And Yessie Morrison will re-enter this game for the Lopes. Again, Yessie going an inning and a third to start this game. 3 hits, 2 earned runs. 2 earned runs both coming in that bottom half of the first inning before Lexi Coons took over in the bottom half of the second inning. She'll look to get the final 3 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning before the Lopes send their 9 1-2 hitters to the plate in the 7th.
Now batting for New Mexico, number 24, Skylar Jenkins.
Skylar Jenkins will pinch hit here for the Lobos as she gets her first at bat here against the Lopes. Swings and misses. Count quickly, no balls and 1 strike as she swings through that pitch from Yessie Morrison. So Morrison, who threw 31 pitches in that inning on the third earlier on today. It's going to add to that pitch total here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Lopes using, of course, Yessie Morrison, Ryan Denhart, and Lexi Coons this afternoon today against New Mexico. Quickly ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes against Jenkins. Tuck waiting on deck. 4 solo home runs on the day for New Mexico. 2 coming off the bat of Andrea Howard. As a 1-2 offering, misses up, count moves to 2-2. So despite being up by 6 late in this game, New Mexico still making these GCU pitchers work. Be at least another 5-pitch battle between Morrison and Jenkins here, as that pitch is chopped foul, and it'll be a 6-pitch at bat between Jenkins and Morrison. Again, 4 solo home runs in this game for New Mexico, 2 off the bat of Andrea Howard, 1 for Bailey Klitsky, and 1 for Sydney Broderick in this game. That happened in the bottom half of the 5th inning to make this an 8-3 game. As the 2-2 offering, ripped down the third base line and foul, and will do it again. So a 7-pitch battle now between Morrison and Jenkins. Really drove that pitch count up for Yessie Morrison back in the 1st inning, driving it up here in the bottom half of the 6th inning with Skylar Jenkins proving to be a tough out right out of the get-go. 2-2 pitch. Laced in the air to left field. Coming on is Reed. She'll make the grab for the first out, and there's 1 away here in the 6th. As Rayanne Tuck will dig in looking for her first hit.
Yeah, these New Mexico players are really making the pitchers here for GCU work for every single strike that they can get. Definitely raising those pitch counts up for all 3 pitchers that we've seen so far in this game.
So Tuck will do battle with Morrison for the 2nd time tonight. Chops that one foul on the right side. On the left side, excuse me, as the count moves to 0-1. Rayanne Tuck, of course, with a single back in the 2nd inning off of Morrison. Flew out to center field. Fairly deep center field back in the 3rd before grounding out back to Ryan Denhart back in the 4th. Lays off that pitch. Low and inside. Count moves to a ball and a strike. Again, Grand Canyon looking to avoid going to 0-4 this season here in the first 3 days of play. Again, an opening night loss 2 nights ago. 3-0 in 8 innings to the Stanford Cardinal. And of course, last night picking up a pair of losses after Weber State erased a 5-1 lead for the Lopes in that 5th inning, making it a 5-4 game, and of course coming up with a 7-6 win in walk-off fashion off of Lexi Coons. And then of course the Lopes just unable to solve that Cardinal pitching in their 2nd date with Stanford last night with another 3-0 loss. It'll be a 3-1 offering coming here from Yessie Morrison to Rayanne Tuck, looking to reach base for the 2nd time in this one. As the 3-1 pitch, ripped to short. Fifield has it, throws across the diamond for the 6-3 putout, and there are 2 away here in the 6th as Yessie Morrison looking to limit the damage after that leadoff home run from Howard. So that'll bring up Sydney Broderick for the 4th time in this one, 1 for 3. Like we mentioned, that solo home run an inning ago off of Ryan Denhart, an 8-pitch battle, sending that one deep over the left field wall. Chasing Jaden Reed all the way back to the warning track as the first pitch misses inside, count 1-0.
Yeah, Morrison definitely wants to be careful of Broderick here, as you mentioned, getting that home run her last time at bat.
1-0 pitch, misses outside. Count quickly 2-0. And of course, with seeing Yessie Morrison, Ryan Denhart, and Lexi Coons in this game, the Lopes still anticipating the debut of Sydney Sehar in this game, the graduate from Centennial High School out of Peoria, Arizona, as the 2-0 pitch. Misses low, count moves to 3-0. Sydney was named to the All-District team as a freshman at Centennial High School, as well as the All-Section team. She had an ERA of 2.89, with also a batting average of 308 at the plate as a hitter in that freshman year. As that pitch is in there for a strike, count moves to 3-1. So we'll see if we see her later on tonight against Weber State, as the Lopes once again look to bounce back after that walk-off loss a night ago, as that pitch is in there for a strike, and Yessie Morrison works her way back after falling behind 3 balls and no strikes.
Again, Broderick thought that she got that 4th ball, starting to walk to first base again. Happened her last time at bat before that long struggle with Denhart.
And we'll see if Yessie Morrison can complete the comeback here on 3-2. Pitch just a little bit low, and it'll be a 2-out walk for Broderick. So with Broderick aboard, that'll send Young to the plate for the 4th time tonight. 0 for 2 with a walk in this one. Walked back in the 3rd inning after striking out looking in the 2nd against Yessie Morrison. Struck out swinging against Ryan Denhart back in the 5th. Now with that last home run, New Mexico now with 9 runs on the board on 8 hits. They've still left 8 runners on board, 4 runners in scoring position, but again have been able to capitalize on most situations in this game, as we'll see a pinch runner over there at first base for the Lobos. A lot more speed on the base paths, as Broderick will take a seat for the moment. As the first pitch to Young, cut on and missed, count quickly 0-1.
Yeah, that pinch runner and Jennifer Hernandez looking to run at any sign of contact, as with that first pitch, she started to run already.
And up by 6. Lopes looking to limit the damage, as that pitch is going to miss low, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, with that speed over there on first base, anything in the gap could potentially make this a 7-run game for the Lobos. As the sun's finally setting here on this Saturday evening. Pitch in there for a called strike. Count moves to 1-2. Yessie Morrison a strike away from getting herself out of this inning, with only 1 walk allowed after taking over for Denhart, allowing the leadoff home run to Andrea Howard. As the 1-2 offering, cut on and missed. Young will take a seat. Throw down to first unnecessary, as it looked like Young was able to foul that one off. Looks like she fouled it off her leg here. She shakes that one off. Coach Pearson talking things over with Jerry Jones about what transpired. May have hit herself on the backswing as well, but it looks like she'll stay in. The count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes here, with Hernandez over there at first base. It looks like Young is not going to be able to finish the at-bat, so Young appears to foul that one off. It appears her shin will not be able to complete the at-bat. It'll be Taylor Jones, the junior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, taking her place here with a 1-2 count and 2 outs and a runner on first base. Jones making her first appearance in this game late, with her team up by 6. with a 1-2 count. Lays off that pitch. That one gets past Holland. Moving over to second is Hernandez, taking advantage of the pass ball. So New Mexico has another runner in scoring position here late. Morrison just trying to make that final pitch here as that one's going to be fouled off, and whether it's Young or Taylor Jones, any one of these hitters for New Mexico has been giving these GCU pitchers a tough time at the plate here this afternoon. Going to be another 6-pitch at bat combined between Young and Jones. That one's going to be cut on and missed for the final out, and we'll head to the top half of the 7th inning, a 9-3 lead for New Mexico after the home run from Andrea Howard, her second of the day. Do the Lopes have a rally in their bones? Only one way to find out. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Across the green desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Kiana Spencer looking to go the distance here on this Saturday night. Looking to complete this one as she currently has a 6-run lead over this Lopes offense. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Lopes as Gianna Nicoletti takes a ball inside, count quickly 1-0. Again, Kiana Spencer has been able to make quick work of this Lopes offense since the 3rd inning, allowing 3 runs on 4 hits through the first 3 innings. Has been able to shut down this Lopes offense in each of the last 3 innings. Quickly falls behind in the count 2-0 on Nicoletti. It'll be Nicoletti, Reed, and Fifield for the Lopes if anybody gets on. Olivia Sofelt will get in that bat here in the top half of the 7th inning. As that pitch misses outside, count moves to 3-0. And unless the Lopes are able to mount a substantial comeback in this one here in the top half of the 7th inning, New Mexico will win this one thanks to the long ball. 4 solo home runs, 2 off the bat of Andrea Howard. As that pitch misses low, and the Lopes have themselves a leadoff base runner. A 4-pitch walk handed out by Spencer, which is something we have not seen so far here this afternoon. And the Lopes look to get something going again. A few base runners here and a big blow can make this game very close here in the top half of the 7th inning.
Number 4.
It's Jaden Reed, who already has 2 hits on her young career. She's gonna dig in for her first at-bat of the afternoon. Didn't get the start early on in this one. Came into play left field back in the 4th inning, takes a ball up, count moves to 1-0. So just like that, after dominating the Lopes in each of the last 3 innings, Kiana Spencer has all of a sudden lost the strike zone here in the top half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, giving that 4-0 walk to Nicoletti. The past few innings, she's gotten 2 outs within a handful of pitches. So good news for the Lopes, not so great here for the Lobos with her not being able to find the strike zone.
So we'll see after that mound conference right there from the pitching coach if she's able to settle down here. Again, her team's up by 6. She's trying to throw strikes here in the final inning. Finds the strike zone there on the inner part of the plate, clipping the inside corner as the count evens up at a ball and a strike on Reed. Again, I mentioned Jaden Reed picking up her first plate appearance here this afternoon in this at-bat. 2 for 10 so far on the season. She scored 2 runs in that loss yesterday against Weber State. Squares to bunt, unable to get it down as the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to pass the baton to Fifield, waiting on deck, the freshman. 0 for 1 in 1 at bat after pinch hitting for Lily Bishop. Back in the 5th. As that pitch misses low, count moves to 2-2 on Reed. And Jaden Reed picking up her first hit as a Lope and her first ever at bat against Maddie Dwyer in the first inning on opening night. As the 2-2 offering, ripped into right field for a base hit, and just like that, the Lopes are in business here in the top of the 7th. Again, down by 6. Have to go around a few times here in order to match that 6-run lead for New Mexico. And again, one swing of the bat makes this a 3-run game. With Fifield digging in.
20, Kristen Fifield.
Again, Fifield 0 for 1. Grounded out to second in her last at bat. Rips that one up the middle. Tough hop, throw to first. They'll get the force at second, so it'll be a fielder's choice off the bat of Fifield. So runners on the corners now with 1 out. As Jaden Reed is retired, and that'll bring up Olivia Sofelt.
The designated player.
Once again, trying to dig deeper into the heart of this Lopes order with Savannah Torville and Mickey Covarubio looming on deck and in the hole. O'Grady playing just about middle over there at shortstop, anticipating the ground ball double play that would seal things for the Lobos. First pitch misses up, count 1-0. That's Gianna Nicoletti on third, Kristen Fifield on first. That one ripped in the hole, gonna be a tough play. O'Grady has it, goes to second for the force out as it looks like Schaefer is able to keep her foot on the bag. Tremendous defensive play there from Schaefer, able to complete that force out. A run will score as Nicoletti scores from third. It's an RBI for Olivia Zufelt. She picks up her second RBI of the season, and the Lopes cut into the lead. It's 9-4, but the Lopes are down to their final out. As Savannah Torville will dig in, looking for her second hit of the afternoon. Again, that RBI double with 2 outs in the right center field gap, scoring at the time Gianna Nicoletti in that 3rd inning to make it a 3-2 game. And then Savannah, of course, would come around to score on the RBI triple from Mickey Covarubio. Covarubio, of course, 5 for 8, 2 for 3 so far here today, 5 for 8 overall this season for the Lopes over the past 24 hours. As that pitch is in there for a called strike, evens up the count at 1-1. That was the 90th pitch of the afternoon for Kiana Spencer. Again, looking to pick up her first win of the 2020 season for the Lobos. Lobos looking to move to 500 early on this season and in this tournament. 1-1 pitch, misses up, count moves to 2-1 on Torville. Savannah now 3 for 10 with a 300 batting average to start this season. 2 runs batted in on the season, had that RBI single in the first inning last night against Weber State to go along with that double here this afternoon. And the Lopes are down to their final strike as Torville takes that pitch on the outside corner, and Kiana Spencer 1 strike away from going the distance. New Mexico looking for a 5-run win over the Lopes on their home turf. 2-2 pitch, cut on and miss, strike 3, and that'll do it as the New Mexico Lobos defeat the Grand Canyon University Lopes by a final score of 9-4. Kiana Spencer, after giving up 3 earned runs in the first 3 innings, settled down tremendously for New Mexico, only allowing 1 run on 2 hits in the final 4 innings. The Lopes finished with 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors defensively, and they leave 6 runners on base. 9 runs for New Mexico on 8 hits, no errors defensively, leaving 9 runners on base. And in this one, Cheyenne, it was all about New Mexico's hitters being able to work the count against that Grand Canyon pitching and capitalizing on all of those opportunities.
Yeah, Jack, as you mentioned, New Mexico really being able to bank off of majority of those at-bats seeing at least 5 to 6 pitches, if not more, per person at-bat. The Lobos had a great pitching outing tonight, but still not getting the outcome that they wanted.
And again, 4 solo home runs off the bat of the Lobos, 2 from Andrea Howard, 1 from Bailey Klitsky, and 1 from Sydney Broderick as they win this one by a final score of 9-4 here at the GCU Softball Stadium. But we've got more of the GCU kickoff tournament coming your way next. Stick around to see the Lobos take on Weber State here on GCU TV as they look to redeem themselves after that walk-off loss here last night. Remember to follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. We'll see you in about 30 minutes here on GCU TV.